Hello everyone, Jeff and Derek here with A Taste for Whiskey, and we are back for the month of September, and we have three new, actually two of these are really new to me. I'm really excited to get into this, but we've got three new bourbons we want to share with you that's going to be part of our tastings this month, Derek.
And you said it, new stuff, right? So, not that these aren't favorites or sought afters or anything like that, but we just wanted to bring something new all the time, right? So I have not tried any of these yet. So I'm extremely excited to get into these and see what's different about them, see what we like and don't like maybe.
Absolutely. And I think, it's hard to know which direction to go because one's going to affect the other. But we've not tried any of these yet, so we're going to go ahead and start with the Dickel. So we can get those jokes out of the way right now.
Yeah.
So you can go so many different directions. But for sake of time, we'll save the Dickel jokes for the tasting.
There you go.
But so interesting. So what I want to point out on this label is you'll notice it says Dickel bourbon. Normally every Tennessee whiskey is very adamant about being known as Tennessee whiskey. So, but in this particular situation, Derek and I were talking about this before we shot this, is that, Nicole Austin is the master blender, maybe distiller there.
Yeah, distiller.
Distiller for Dickel. And she decided for this particular brand that they used to have one called the number 8. So that's been ditched. Now they've actually have an age stated, so this is at least a minimum of 8 years. And just note that nothing's changed with the juice inside this. It's the same process. They do the same Lincoln County process, the same filtering. But what they've done is they call this bourbon because Nicole basically went out and selected barrels that are going to be based off of that bourbon profile. So they want to take away some of that Dickel note that people talk about, that vitamin. Maybe I always get grape. We've talked about that. So Derek, let's just see if this is still Dickel, or are we getting more of that maybe Tennessee bourbon or whatever we want to call it, right?
Maybe it's something we've never had before.
Right? So 8 years Dickel, and so on the nose. So this is we pre-poured this. So what do you?
It's kind of brown sugar sweet.
Brown sugar and sweet. I think that really that's a great. When we first poured it, there was a little bit of grape note coming through.
Yeah.
Kurt said that he kind of got a little bit of that mineral vitamin note. I didn't get any of that. So, is it already stuff that we've already predetermined?
Maybe, right? This is where blinds are so nice.
This is where blinds are very nice. So. Well, let's get to the taste because, we're talking, 30, anywhere between, I think it's under 40, maybe $38, maybe even cheaper than that. So
90 proof. Yeah.
And it's 90 proof. So, so far everything sounds good.
Yeah. Let's get in.
Cheers, buddy. Cheers. Well, I will say this: this is a great bourbon to start on if you're really kind of starting to learn about bourbon. It's super easy.
Yeah.
It's sweet on the palate.
That was very easy to drink.
A little bit of grain notes there. Kind of oatmeal. A little bit of oatmeal, maybe.
See, I do feel like I catch that grape kind of on the back of the tongue.
Yeah.
With like a medium finish, like a nice pleasant finish. Not super strong, but it's not non-existent either. There's definitely something there.
I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. I think I want you to come out and try this, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this. But it's definitely not offensive at all.
No, it's good.
It's got
at what price point?
We're looking at $38 maybe even cheaper.
$35, $38. Yeah.
Yes. That's definitely put on the shelf for an easy sipper, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I want to move in. I want to move into our next one. So I'm really excited about this, Derek, because I'm going to give you a little teaser here. We actually have a single barrel of this coming very soon, and I seen a lot of this when I first saw Old Soul. I kind of saw it on one of the 5,000 bourbon groups I'm in on Facebook. Just to stop all those political stuff coming through. So all I see is bourbon.
Yeah.
But
The good stuff.
I started seeing Old Soul. You kind of scroll and it's Old Soul, and then you see another one, and you'd see people talking about it. I'm like, what is this? And most of them originally were their single barrel picks. Now they've come out with a small batch. It's a distillery out of Jacksonville, Mississippi, and it's actually called Cathead Distillery. So this particular bottle is a small batch. So they actually blend some MGP. We're still going to do some of that MGP, but it's blended with some of their own distillant with a 75, 21, 4. So 75 corn, 21% rye, and 4% malted barley. It's 4 to 5 years. So it's got a pretty good age on it. We're at 90 proof, I believe. Yep, 90 proof.
In a little warmer environment.
Yes.
That always helps too with age.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point. I wanted to mention that. With Mississippi, like Texas, like
younger stuff doesn't scare me at all anymore. If it's good, it's good. But Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, they get some good heat.
You get that heat, it's aging a little bit better, right? So on the nose on this particular one, well, that's way different. You're going from Dickel to Old Soul. I think this is more complex. Let's just right off the bat, it's got a more complex nose. And we did get a chance to sample the single barrel. It's not in yet, but the single barrel of this I thought was really good. But so I'm really excited to kind of try this small batch here. So
I catch vanilla.
Yeah,
right out of the glass.
That's exactly. I was expecting a little more rye spice, but I actually got a little more spice out of this than I do on this.
Which is a what, 4%?
4%, yeah. So, gosh, yeah.
That's a good nose.
So it's got vanilla, maybe a little bit of fruit on there.
It's not strong nose. It doesn't jump out and punch you in the face, but it's very like even and very. Like you said there's a lot going on that you can just spend some time sifting through.
There's a candy note on there to some extent.
Yeah.
It's very inviting.
What kind of candy is that?
I don't like candy corn, but I like the smell of it, if that makes any sense.
Well, I like candy corn.
And that's kind of what I get on this.
I say we get it.
Yeah. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Cheers, friends.
So you can taste rice spice.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. There's a nice pepper note there.
Yeah. And it's kind of all the way through.
Absolutely.
That is a good mouthfeel because it's just went everywhere.
That's what I was getting ready to say. It really, the palate, it's not overly sweet, which I like that. And we're coming off of a sweet, real sweet there. This one here I think is a little bit less sweet. And you got this really nice pepper note that comes through. And the finish is, it's a medium finish, but it's a nice finish.
Yeah, it's not as strong as the Dickel, but it just, the pepper just kind of sits here and there and just kind of like, and it's easy, it's not harsh, yeah, that's pretty good.
I'd really like to get your feedback on that. And I know we're pushing through this, but we really want to get a chance to kind of go through these and have you, so you're not sitting here for 30 minutes.
Yeah, right.
We can easily spend 30 minutes.
A bottle.
But I really want to get to this next one.
Sorry,
I pre-cut that. So Monk's Road, this is the one that James shared with me, and we were at doing our meeting, and he said Monk's Road, and I think I asked him 3 times, what? I
have this one?
I have never heard of this. So I like to think that I'm pretty much in the know, but this one really kind of threw me for a loop. So the research I've done on this, Monk's Road is actually from the J.W. Dant family. So for those of you that's really been involved in bourbon, you know a lot about the J.W. Dant family. So actually, this is the 3rd or 4th generation. J. Wally Dant is actually started to really revive this distillery. So it's called Log Still Distillery, and it's on the grounds of the original J.W. Dant distiller, where the original J.W. Dant distillery was, basically just to pay homage and kind of get the thing started again and bring some great economic success to that community and just do some great things, right?
So we're back in Kentucky.
We're back in Kentucky. And Monk's Road is a 75-21-4, just like this. I'll be honest with you, folks. They say this comes from a Bardstown distillery that's well aged. This is a 6-year. This is not their own juice. I could not find what distillery is a 75-21-4 that's in Bardstown. So it's not Heaven Hill, and it couldn't be Bardstown because I don't think their juice is 6 years yet. So I'm not exactly sure where they're sourcing this, but they say it's coming from Kentucky. It is a 6-year. This is barrel number 45. This is going to be barreled or bottled at 100 proof. So there's a lot of good things going on here. I think that if I'll be anxious to taste their own distillant, coming out, just kind of bringing that old history back alive again.
So this is a single barrel?
You see, I didn't want you to ask me that question.
Well, it said barrel number 45, so that makes me think it's from barrel number 45, right? Is that what they lead us to believe?
Exactly. I can't confirm this. I really can't confirm that this is a single barrel, but yeah, it does say barrel number 45.
Yeah.
So that was the same thing I thought. I'm like, I don't know.
We're good with that. Why would they?
Oh, you already poured it.
You're going to have some more, though. I don't care. It's yours.
You got me all wound up with that single barrel question.
You get more, I get more.
I knew he was going to ask that. I knew. So I was doing some research on that, and I could not actually get 100% confirmation. So on the nose, ooh, wow. It didn't take long for me to hit the nose on this. So I think we're moving up in complexity for sure. And this is going to be closer to an $80 bottle, I believe. But so, wow, I get some bubblegum notes. It almost reminds me of the bubblegum that you get out of the Wilderness Trail Rye.
Okay, yeah.
Some of that. But then there's candy, sweet notes, some brown sugar. Man, this has got a nice nose.
You just ran through that whole thing.
It's
all there, too.
It's kind of popping out of the glass. It really, wow.
None of these have been real fruit forward.
No.
But that's okay sometimes.
No. None of these.
It seems like we've been running a lot of fruit forward bourbons for a while.
Absolutely. So. Yeah, these are all more candy based, right? So let's go to the taste, brother.
Yeah.
Cheers. Monk's Road. So I really like that. That's sweet. I don't even get the pepper note that I got on this.
No. But there's a
familiar note on this that almost
there's a citrus there.
Yeah.
That I didn't get on the nose at all. I don't know if
it's almost more like mid palate.
Orange. It's not orange. It's more like grapefruit or something, like a
kind of a more on the sour note a little bit.
Kind of in the middle of the palate.
Yeah, it kind of hits that mid palate. There's that sweet note that hits on the front, and then on the back, it's got a really interesting finish. I actually really like this. It's kind of front to back. It's complex in its own way, and it
changes. The different levels change.
It's a 6-year, and I'm trying to feel what distillery this is coming from because there's a familiar note there that I'm like, I've had this somewhere. No, I got to do some research.
What would that be?
So hopefully I'll have that for you at our tastings. So folks, check out our social media. Check out where we're going to be. We're going to carry these on through the rest of this month. Still have our single barrels out, so make sure you check those out as well. And we just look forward to seeing you. Mm-hmm. Cheers.
Cheers.